Karyn Gordon is here, everybody. This topic, my goodness, we are going to talk about this. Are you overcommitted and how to pull back without feeling guilty? Now, please put up your hand if you feel you are overcommitted in some way, shape, or form in this audience.
She's putting up 2 hands.
I put up 2 hands and a foot. I don't know, I can only speak for my tribe, but I know for women, there are so many of us that are doing so much. Men are too. I'm not saying they're not, but I think that there's this thing with a lot of women with just saying yes. Yes, I'll do it. Yes, I'll make it better. Yes, I'll fix it. Yes, I'll help.
Yeah.
And so we need to come up with some parameters to take some things off the list.
Yeah.
How do we start?
I know this is such a huge topic. I'm so glad we decided to tackle this one, especially this month.
Yeah.
Especially this month. So tip number 1 is you need to know your why.
Okay.
You need to know your why. I actually think this is, we were just chatting about this before we started taping. I think we're living in one of the most interesting times in our culture.
Mm-hmm.
The speed at which everybody is moving is so fast, and it's getting even faster. And so so we're all kind of trying to keep up. And so I think the majority of our audience here, people at home, we would say, yeah, I'm overcommitted. So we have to understand why.
Okay.
Why are we actually committed? And so I'm going to go through a few different options, and I want you here in our studio and also at home to think about, here are the 5 most popular reasons I find people in terms of why we partake in this crazy culture. Number 1, we care what people think of us. Okay, number 1, we care what people think of us. Oh, I like this. We've got this interactive here. It's like, yes, that's me.
Absolutely.
Yes, that's me, Karyn. Okay, number 2 is we're reactive. We're impulsive. We just say yes without really thinking. Well, hang on a second. Do I have some time? Do I even have time to say yes? Mm-hmm. Number 3, we want to be the perfect mom, the perfect daughter, the perfect wife, the perfect business owner. Number 4, we don't see a way out. We just think, well, this is just the culture we live in. So we just have to kind of deal with it. And number 5, we're scared to make any changes. So you've got these 5 things that are all happening, and so as a result, you have a whole culture that we're just going a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
We're going a little bit crazy. So number 1 is we have to realize, like, what is the thing for us? And that's going to be a very personal choice. What's the thing that's really pushing all of us that we're choosing? So that's number 1. Number 2, we have to know the price tag.
It's interesting you say the price tag, because there's a price tag to doing too much, but there's also a price tag to saying no.
Yes.
And so we have to talk about the discomfort that happens when you pull yourself out of a situation, whether that be family, work, a friend, whatever it is. Like, there's also discomfort that a lot of us non-confrontational people don't want to deal with, right? The discomfort. So, okay, let's talk about the cost of doing all the things we shouldn't be doing first.
So we have to identify the cost, because there is a cost. To say that there's not a cost, because you're absolutely right. There's going to be a cost and reward on both sides. Yeah. Okay, but the cost, personally, I think this is one of the main drivers for anxiety that we're actually seeing. The anxiety, personally, we're anxious, we're exhausted, and we're become irritable.
We're angry.
And we're angry.
Yeah.
So this is, and I don't know if anybody saw the wonderful documentary that came out, Happy. I just actually saw it this past weekend.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, Tracy,
I have to see it.
I'm telling you, I saw it just this past weekend. I just had a little bit of time, so I thought I'd watch it. And man, did it like drive home this whole topic.
Yeah.
You know, that the price tag is our emotional state. We're just, so that's number 1. Marriages, I actually think the overcommitted lifestyle is one of the costs for why we're seeing marriages crumble.
Really? Because there's no time for each other.
There's no time. There's no time. The average marriage spends 4 minutes a day together. 4
minutes a day?
Yeah, 4 minutes a day.
Are you talking about quality time, or you just mean?
Yeah, we're like, well, what are we doing for those 4 minutes? So maybe you're having a thriving relationship in your 4 minutes. I don't know. I'm not going to judge, but it's 4 minutes.
4 minutes.
4 minutes. So I think that's really big. And it's funny. Brent tells me, he said, Karyn, you are the best version of yourself when you're balanced. You are the worst version of yourself when you're not.
Right.
And that to me, he said that many years ago, and that really kind of it really does impact how much we take on, and whether or not we're given crumbs to our spouse, or whether or not we're giving them the best version of ourselves. Parenting, I think that's one of the reasons why parents micromanage.
Yeah.
It's a lot faster. It's faster for us just to do it all. If we're already limited in time, and we're already overcommitted, we're just going to kind of do everything because it's just faster to do it that way.
Absolutely.
And then when we're irritable, it will have a cost. We're not going to be critical thinkers. We're not going to be solution oriented. It will probably impact our professionally. So there is a price tag.
There is a high cost.
There's a high cost, and we have to recognize it, so it will motivate us to say, I'm not interested in that anymore. I'm willing to try something new.
Got it. So I don't want to be that person. If I don't want to be that person, I'm going to have to start doing tip number 3, which is making baby steps.
Maybe baking steps. Yes, baby steps.
Okay.
Okay, so are we ready?
Yeah.
Are we ready to make some baby steps?
Ready.
We're ready. Okay. Woo! We are ready. We are ready for change. I was like, amen, we are ready for change. I can't take it anymore. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. Number 1 is you need to, I call it the airplane philosophy. Okay. So this was a light bulb moment for me. When I was doing my master's in counseling many years ago, I always had a hard time saying no to others because I felt guilty. I'm a helper. I like to help, right? And so, but our professor would say, you have got to take care of yourself or you're going to actually burn out. And I kind of got that intellectually. And then I'm sitting on an airplane, and you know those very annoying videos that come up at the beginning and say, in case of an emergency, everyone please take out your mask, right? And usually I just zoned out, but for this one particular time I actually paid attention. And they basically, and you watch it the next time you're on an airplane, they say put your mask on first. And then you put it on your children. Yeah. And I remember going, but isn't that selfish? Until I actually had to get my head around it. Like, if I do not take care of myself, there is nothing to take care of the people beside me.
That's right.
And the second I got that, I no longer felt guilty to actually say no.
Yeah.
And so it's actually changing our mindset. So a lot of us, we feel guilty. It's like, well, I think I should have to do it. Instead of saying, no, in order for me to serve and help other people, I need to first energize myself.
Yeah.
Okay? And once we have that thinking, we won't feel guilty saying no because we understand that there's a reason to it why we need to actually do it.
You need more of you to keep everyone else going.
Absolutely.
So if I'm not going to have more of me unless I put some time on me now.
I need to refuel in order for me to give.
Right.
I need to refuel, and so you got to protect. So that's number 1, is really understand that mentality, that thinking.
Yeah.
Okay, so number 2, this is going to be fun. This is perfect for the season. Number 2, make a list of everything this month that you are doing that you really don't want to do. Seeing in-laws, seeing some neighbor friend. I don't know what's on your list. I'm not going to judge. Okay, so make a list of things that you don't want to do.
Yeah.
And my encouragement is to we're working on baby steps here.
Yes.
We're working on baby steps. So my encouragement is maybe circle 1 or 2 things that are easy.
Yes.
That you're actually going to start saying no to.
Okay. I'm either gonna go way over on this segment or we're gonna do it later. We're just gonna keep going over. Okay, we have another minute because this is really good information.
Okay,
so put everything on a list that you don't want to do and be very honest with yourself about that list.
Yes.
And then you have to start taking stuff off.
Well, just maybe circle 1 or 2. We're doing baby steps. We're not doing a marathon.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to do baby steps. I want people to start realizing the second you start saying no and you start focusing on that airplane mentality, what happens is you start feeling your power back.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden your life is happening to you. No, you are making your life happen. You start taking your power back.
Right.
But you got to do it in baby steps.
Okay.
So start with maybe the thing, that maybe the neighborhood party that you don't want to go to. Start with easy stuff. Okay. And then here's what my favorite one, step number 3, is you learn to graciously decline.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry, I can't make it.
Thank you
I'd love
so
to
much.
be there.
Yes, exactly.
So unfortunate.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the invitation.
Yeah.
I love that. Thank you so much for the invitation.
I just can't do it.
Unfortunately, my schedule is a little bit too full, but thank you so much for thinking of me.
Yeah.
You want to say it with grace, but decline.
Okay, are we going to do it?
We're going to do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Hashtag. Let us know how you're doing it.
Absolutely.
Hashtag graciously decline.
Graciously decline. I love it. Okay, let's go to break. That was good.